Welcome to the 2022 TCQ Public Drinking Water Conference. Man, it's really great to see everybody here. It's glad to be back in person. We haven't been together since 2019, so I'm having to relearn everybody's names and faces, but I'm so happy to see everyone. We're really glad to be here. One of the things I want to say is the Renaissance stands for a resurgence or a revitalization, and I'd say that's kind of what we're doing here this year. So let's give it a round of applause for being here today. I see that all of y'all made it here to Austin today. Everybody made it. There's a little bit of traffic here, there, and yonder, right? Okay. It's a long drive here this morning to be here by this time, and the traffic's pretty bad. And apparently here in this town, when you're driving, if you don't use a blinker, they'll honk at you and everything. And I'm not real used to using my blinker. Where I come from there in Crawford, we don't use a blinker because everybody knows where we're going. And so we don't have to do that. Hey, we've got attendees and exhibitors from all over the state and even out of the state coming here today. And it's just wonderful to have so many people come here. And I think this is one of the best conferences where you can come to and you can meet one-on-one here with TCQ and hear the rules straight from the rule writers. And that's one of the best things that I like. Including attendees, exhibitors, TCQ, and TCQ staff, that is, and all of our guests joining us online. We have over 2,000 people participating here today. That's our largest crowd ever. I'd like everyone to please take a moment to set your phones on silent, and we're going to begin our program. And our first presenter today, we're going to do a drought update. And we're going to have the Emergency Preparedness and Response Section Manager, Brittany Teakle, come forward. While she's coming up here, I also want to talk about how this program has taken off. I've even seen that there's people that have personalized license plates for this conference. So we are really, really getting forward with this conference, and I'd like to see more of those as we go along. That's right, PDW conference. And here now is Brittany.
Good morning. So I just want to kick this off by saying my name is Brittany Wortham Teakle. I'm the manager of the Emergency Preparedness and Response Section. If you're like, what is that? Don't be alarmed because it is a new section for this time of the year. We were created around September last year, so it is a new section. We went through a little bit of a reorg. And so some of the parts of Plan and Technical Review section, like the Texas Optimization Program and Response and Capacity Development Team, as you probably remember, where some of the assistance programs were located, were moved to my shop. And my shop also now includes emergency preparedness plans and drought, as is on the forefront of everybody's mind. Before I get to drought, I do want to give you some section updates. A little bit about what's going on with me is, as I mentioned, we have emergency preparedness plans in my shop, and we have the reviewers reaching out to folks as they're looking at your plans. If you get a request for additional information to supplement the information in your plan, please work with our folks to get that information in. The quicker we get the responses, the quicker we can get your plan out the door. We are going to be sending out emergency contact update forms in preparation for next fiscal year. We send out about 7,000 of them. So do they have those forms in their bags, Mason? I think they have those forms in their bags today. So if you want to go ahead and fill those out and turn them in, that's great. Otherwise, you don't have to wait for the form to come to you, but you will be getting one in the mail, and we would appreciate you updating your emergency contact information so if something happens, we know exactly who to call, and we're not calling someone from way back in the day, and they're like, I don't work there anymore, stop calling me. So those are my main tips. So I will touch on drought. It is hitting everybody hard. We're getting into a really rough spot, and that's really unfortunate. We are at a pretty good deficit for rain, and the surface water sources around the state are running pretty low. There's even some areas where there's zero flow monitored in the flowing waters of Texas rivers, lakes, and streams. So please be cognizant in formulating your plan now. Just for a little bit of perspective, a year ago, let me see. Where's my note? 1 year ago, there was no exceptional drought. Nowhere in the state of Texas was an exceptional drought. But as of the last update on August 2nd, about 20% of the state is in exceptional drought. And there's only less than 1% of the state that has not been identified as being impacted by some level of drought. So it's pretty close to 100% of the state is in some level of drought. Now, please be aware that if you're going to be implementing water use restrictions, there is a requirement for you to notify us of those restrictions going in place. We have an online reporting form. If you go to the TCEQ website and you just search drought, I think we may have a tag now on the homepage, and it'll lead you to a page where you can click on there and report your drought restrictions. It's very valuable for us to know where the trouble is, who's in trouble, where we need to focus our assistance. We have some assistance available to you. If you report in that you're experiencing some significant level of stress due to drought, we'll also you'll be contacted by somebody from the TCEQ to touch base and see if there's any assistance that we can offer you at this time. Now, it's imperative that you tell us if you are, if you believe you have less than 180 days worth of usable water. We do track that. We track those with frequent phone calls to the systems to see what needs need to be met, if there's any way we can assist you. Please make sure you're reporting to us both your water use restrictions and when you are really running low. Please don't wait until a Friday at 4:30 and say, I'm gonna run out of water at midnight tonight. Please don't do that. If you see the struggles coming, if you're seeing that struggle bus passing your plant by, please don't jump on board. Call us instead, please. We have some assistance that we can offer you, and we just need to touch base, but we can't help you if we're not aware of your problem. That's my section update. Again, my name is Brittany Wortham-Teakle. If you see me around, you have questions on drought, EPPs, any kind of technical assistance needs you may have, please let me know. Thanks.
Thank you, Brittany, and I just want to remind everybody that in the technical assistance room outside here in the arbor, there's a TC technical assistance room, and so we're going to have members of the drought response team available the whole conference, from 10 o'clock today, the rest of the day, and then all day tomorrow. So if you want to talk about any of the things that Ms. Teakle talked about there, then please go to the technical assistance room and we'll try to do our best to help you. Our next presenter is going to be from the Plan and Technical Review section, and it's going to be Eric Simon.
Thank you, Mason. My name is Eric Simon, and I'm here speaking on behalf of Joel Klump for PTRS. Our section consists of the plan review team, which reviews engineering plans and specifications to ensure rule compliance, the technical review and oversight team, which reviews requests for rule exceptions, and a new team this year, the corrosion control and disinfection protocol team, that will be reviewing submittals associated with the lead and copper rule and CT studies, concentration time studies. Brittany talked about emergencies, and I want to go ahead and continue that from our section's perspective. I want to talk about briefly what to do in the event that your PWS experiences an emergency that requires you to make a change in your facilities. So the main idea, as Brittany talked about, is communication. First, coordinate internally, come up with your best solution given the nature of your emergency. Once you've coordinated internally, then open a line of communication with us at PTRS. The emergency authorization is going to be a conversation back and forth. There are two general types of emergency authorization. The first will be for permanent facility changes. The simplest example of that is you've got to drill a new well because, running low on water. And for this, in this case, the emergency authorization will be reviewed by the plan review team, and the what it will allow is approval to construct the facility improvement, and that'll be followed by as-builts once the improvement's made. The regular emergency, if that is such a thing, regular emergency authorization is going to require a written statement from a licensed PE and disclosing the nature of the emergency and the best information you can provide on the emergency and the improvements that you're going to make. The PTRS will coordinate with Region just to confirm everything. And the product of this, if approved, the product of this will be an approval letter that will grant approval to construct and then stipulate a time frame for when as-builts will be due. Generally, it'll be about 60 days. That's the normal time frame is 60 days, but everything we do is very case dependent. So as I said, it will be a conversation. The other type of authorization will be for temporary changes. Temporary change would be like an overland emergency interconnect that is not intended to remain in place, an emergency GST, temporary GST, or we even approved or authorized the use of milk trucks after a hurricane for water haulers. So things, temporary changes. It's generally going to be the same process. Give us the best information you have, start the process going. The statement can be from PWS personnel. This is the key change for non-permanent improvements. That can be from a PWS representative, does not have to be from a licensed professional engineer. That'll open the conversation, give us the best information you've got, we'll coordinate, and the result of that will be an email that will still count as compliance correspondence. And that email will, again, provide the approval and stipulate a time frame for the submittal of as-builts. During Winter Storm Uri, we granted 12 temporary authorizations. And again, it sounds kind of strange to say a regular emergency, but emergency authorization for a permanent improvement, which was a well. So that's all I have this morning. If you have any questions, come track us down in the technical assistance room, and we can get you squared away. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. Next, we're going to have our drinking water standards section manager, Michelle Risco.
Thanks, Mason. A little shorter than him, surprise, surprise. All right, well, first of all, it's really great to see you guys. It's been a while, so it's very nice to know that you are there and you're real, not just people speaking to me on the phone. Because most of the time when you're talking to me, you're not happy about it. So I very much appreciate it. For those of you who do not know, my name is Michelle Risco. I manage the drinking water standards section, which unfortunately includes issuing about 11 to 14,000 NOVs a year. So though you may not recognize my face, but you might recognize my signature. If you get a letter signed by me, you can call me. That's perfectly fine. That's great. But I do have a large staff of people who are ready to help you out and probably know exactly what's going on with your system better than I do. If you can read that letter right above my signature, it'll tell you which program it is and potentially who to call. That way you can probably get someone who knows what's going on a lot more than I can go, okay, I get the general idea this is what's going on at your system. Let me check with them and we can get back to you with the details. So if by any chance you do get an NOV from me, please feel free to take that 1 minute extra to read that paragraph above my signature to see which program, and that can help you out a lot more. All that said, there's a lot of water systems, and I'm sure many of you here today that are completely in compliance and never receive a compliance a notice of a violation from me, and I appreciate every single one of you. So, as Brittany said, we're really struggling with drought right now. Water is less than there used to be, and surprise, surprise, Texas has more people than we've ever had before. In our most recent data updates, with a little over 7,000 water systems, we're serving a little over 29 million people. You have no small job. So, a couple of quick reminders. The weather is hot, hotter than it's been on record in quite a while. I have a couple of things that's causing slight issues or anomalies, and part of that is the revised total coliform rule. We're seeing a lot of positives. It's part of what we'd expect this time of year every time that it gets hot, but it's more and more of them. So please be cautious, especially with your chlorination. Obviously, an adequate disinfectant residual is one of the most important things to ensure that bacteria cannot grow and we do not get coliforms, and more importantly, we do not get E. coli. So as you move forward, please be sure to really pay attention to those chlorine residuals. I really bring this to attention because we've actually had some people who are chloraminating have such significant nitrification and breakdown that they're causing nitrite and nitrate violations at their system. You're going from something that is, a potential bacterial problem to an actual acute health risk of an inorganic type. So please really take that time. We're not just telling you these things to say this is a rule. We're telling you these things because it's really protective of public health. So if you have a nitrification action plan, really please pay attention to what that says and take those actions when you hit your triggers so that way we're not seeing a bigger issue. From the chemical side of things, unfortunately, when there's less water, there's less likelihood that you're able to flush as you normally would. So we're also seeing struggles with people who have had DBP issues in the past, and those are coming back up. So if you can look at your system and take an idea of when you can effectively flush or how you could otherwise address your DBP issues. I see Mr. Clayton Nicolardi sitting down here in the front. He is fantastically good at chemistry. So is Rhea Seipert, Rhea Miller, who's on my staff. They can help you understand the things that you can do that will actually help and the things that, based on your chemistry, will do nothing for you. So if in doubt and you're not getting the traction you need to bring your numbers down, please feel free to reach out to our staff. We'd love to help. Sending an NOV is the least favorite part of my job. I'd also like to give a shout out to all of you who have the unfortunate situation of your wells being, for lack of a better word, contaminated with naturally occurring organics. For those of you who have arsenic and nitrate and fluoride. I know that a lot of you are staying in compliance by the skin of your teeth by blending effectively. As your wells start to suffer, you may not be able to blend as effectively. So as Brittany indicated, please stay ahead of the game. Try to look ahead. Say, if this drought continues the way that it is, will I have the water to make sure that I'm staying below on my wells that are really high in a naturally occurring organic? And if that is the case, think about what other options are available. We have FMT and the ability to bring people out to help you assess whether you can get a new well or another source from someone else. Lead and copper rule revisions. So some of you may be with transient systems, and the good news is you can turn off your ears for like the next 2 minutes. For everyone else, every community system and every non-transient, non-community system, you're going to need to comply, A, with the lead and copper rule that's already ongoing, you don't get out of that, but B, coming up soon on October the 16th of 2024, that is the compliance date for the lead and copper rule revisions. That includes quite a few things for you, but most pressingly, lead service line inventories. You need to look at every single line associated to your system and categorize it so that we know, not just we, but EPA, knows what kind of pipe is serving that location. For those of you who may not know, and this is an update since our previous meeting or our Drinking Water Advisory Work Group, or DWAG, if you have not heard of DWAG, please feel free to go to our site and Google it. It's a fantastic resource that we have on a quarterly basis. But since that DWAG, actually last Thursday, EPA released a guidance for lead service line inventories. So for those of you who are waiting on it and those of you who have not even heard of it and should have been waiting on it, it is out. I would highly recommend that you read it. It is 160 plus pages. I'm going to be honest, and I haven't read the whole thing either yet. So please take an opportunity to do that and know what you're being allowed to do as the federal minimums, and we'll be following that up with the Texas state interpretation as well. It also included a template for the actual creation of that lead service line inventory. So feel free to take a look at that. We already had some of our own drafts out there, and we'll be working to merge those and provide those to you as quickly as we can. Last but not least is emerging contaminants. So some of you who've been here and you've been in the safe drinking water or public drinking water realm for a long time, you know that nothing changes except the regulations. They just keep coming. You want to provide public, safe water, and we want to make sure that it's safe, but we keep finding things that aren't particularly safe about it, and we have to put in new regulations. So there are a couple of things forthcoming. The first thing would be PFAS, poly and perfluoroalkylated substances. Sorry, what? Which I said, yes. We'll call it PFAS because nobody likes to say that. So with those, the EPA has issued advisories, or what they call health advisories. There were already existing health advisories for PFOA and PFOS. Those have been revised down significantly, basically to non-detect. And then there are 2 new health advisories related to PFBA and Gen X and PFBS. So please take an opportunity to look at those. But part of why I plug this to you, that right now is something that EPA may be forthcoming with regulations. They said by the end of the year. But we, the state of Texas, are trying to find out, do we really have an issue? Are we seeing problems? Are we rural enough and safe enough that it hasn't gotten in our water? So we will have a third-party contractor. Some of you have probably already coordinated with them. If not, it will be coming in the future to come and take voluntary samples where they are non-compliance. You will not receive an NOV from me based on those letters. Can I say that again? These are for non-compliance, informational purposes only. And it costs you nothing, other than the time for an operator to come out and meet a sampler. So if you get a sampler call you and try to coordinate a PFAS sample, please coordinate with them. Please cooperate with them. It gives you data, it gives us data, and in the long run, it benefits everyone sitting to your left, to your right, behind you, and in front of you, okay? Last but not least is the Unregulated Contaminant Monitoring Rule, or UCMR 5. We, TCEQ, do not implement this rule. EPA directly implements this rule. But it's beginning. Right now is the time where they're collecting information and inventory. So in the technical assistance room, there is a booth from EPA's Region 6, and Mr. Jatine Mistry and Jonathan Reynolds from EPA are here. If you've received what seems like a weird email or a letter you weren't expecting telling you to participate in sampling you weren't aware of, that's probably UCMR 5, and they're probably the people you need to talk to and get in contact with their contractor to get everything associated to your system up to date. That is mostly related to UCMR and PFAS because that includes 29 PFAS, and they're going to be looking beyond to make sure that anyone we haven't sampled also gets sampled, and they're going to use that to determine whether there's a need for national regulation. All right, with that said, I'm really excited to see you all here and see you more over the next few days. Thanks, Mason. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Our last section manager update is from the Drinking Water Special Functions section. I'd like to welcome Mr. Stephen Swaringa.
Good morning, everybody. Like Mason, I'd like to welcome you again this year in person. We're very happy to have you all here and to see your bright, shiny faces again. I'd also like to welcome all the folks that are online. We have many, many participants online as well, and you are also valued and appreciated, and we're glad that you could attend virtually. My name is Stephen Swaringa. I'm the section manager for the Drinking Water Special Functions section. Our section is responsible for inventory, so all of the information about your systems, including your contact information. So Brittany earlier had mentioned that they're doing emergency contacts updates. We have worked with them to make sure that those are updated, so please submit those forms so that we can get that information updated. We have also put out some instructions on the Drinking Water Watch website on how to update any of your inventory information. So I really highly recommend that you spend some time looking at what we have in Drinking Water Watch to make sure that that information is updated. If you've got any questions about how Drinking Water Watch works or how it should work, we have a series of workshops that are going on in the Brazos room to go over how to look at your information in Drinking Water Watch. And so we encourage you all to participate there. The Drinking Water Special Functions section also has a smattering. I say a smattering because most of the compliance programs are in Michelle's section of compliance programs. One of the big ones is our boil water notice, or excuse me, our public notice and boil water notice, kind of smushed together there. And today we'll have a presentation at 2:15 from Christine Krieg and Mike Howell going over how to troubleshoot. Michelle mentioned that she sends out a lot of NOVs, and those public notice NOVs are the ones that I send out a lot. And they're really easy to avoid. And so this presentation that we're going to do this afternoon will cover kind of the most common issues that we see and how to overcome those so that you can avoid getting an NOV for some paperwork. We also do enforcement in our section. Today, Sally Paramo will be doing a presentation on pre-enforcement. I really recommend that you participate in that. Sally is very knowledgeable. She's been with the agency for, 50 years, very long time. If you can't learn something from Sally, you probably can't learn. She is a very knowledgeable person about these things. And so Sally can help you understand what are all the things that you need to do to stay out of enforcement. We have an enforcement process where before we send somebody through to enforcement, we are doing what we call pre-enforcement, where we're evaluating the number of violations that you have and reaching out to you all to provide assistance. So if you get a call from Sally Paramo, take it, because she will help you avoid enforcement. And tomorrow at 3:15 or 3:45, excuse me, she'll be presenting some information that will help you all with that. We also manage all of the data for the water supply division. So we manage the Drinking Water Watch website. We manage the database that's behind that, the Safe Drinking Water Information System, and a number of other databases and an innumerable number of access databases. One of the ways that we are, one of the data projects that we've been working on has been a courtesy reminder. So in your bags, you'll have a little postcard for kind of as a little advertisement for this courtesy reminder. This is a courtesy reminder that you can receive that will, do exactly what it's titled, a courtesy reminder to say, hey, you're supposed to do this monitoring at this time, or this event is coming up. Like we sent it out to everybody that was signed up for the PDW conference. And so we sent out a courtesy reminder to all of those folks. We send out reminders about emergencies. We send out any number of things, and we're constantly adding new things. Right now, if you participate in DWOG, you receive a reminder email. We're moving away from that reminder email system, and we're moving to this. And so if you want to get those reminders, you need to move into this. It has the capability of having general reminders, so just things that apply to everybody. And then there are also system-specific reminders that go out. So if your system has chemical compliance that's coming up, it will send out automatically a text or an email to you that reminds you, hey, this is coming up. So those are some of the things that we do. So we invite you all to participate in the things that I mentioned, but also all the other wonderful presentations that we have from staff and experts from around the state of Texas. So thank you for joining us, and I'll turn it back over to Mason.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you to all four of our section managers for those updates today. One of the things that I noticed during those updates was that we really don't want to do enforcement. That's what I gathered from it. We would rather y'all just follow what we need and not have to mess with that. I think that costs more time. So that was what I got out of that. It's very good information. But I also want to let y'all know that any of those four section managers are available to speak with you today. And again, I'll talk more about the technical assistance room, but we've got 14 tables set up in the technical assistance room. There's a table for every team, along with the Public Utility Commission, the Texas Water Development Board. We've got operator licensing in there, as well as the PWS investigators that you can meet one-on-one, maybe meet with the investigator that is in your area. And also the district section will be here all day today, so if you have a district's question, you can come in there. But one thing about it, come in there, ask a question. If we don't know the answer, we're going to find that answer for you. I've told them not to guess. We're gonna work it that way. So the next thing I need to do is, there's a lot of people standing in the back of the room. There's plenty of seats. If we could get y'all to come and take a seat forward up here. I know it's gonna be a long morning, so go ahead if you can find a seat up here. Also, I need the patrons to go ahead and line up on this left wall over here. Lovedy's going to be setting them up over there. So we're going to move into the recognition program. And so the recognition program recognizes outstanding water systems. And I'd like to welcome everyone to the TCEQ 2022 Public Drinking Water Conference Recognitions Awards Program. The TCEQ Public Drinking Water Recognition Program recognizes the effort, dedication, and contribution public water systems make to the state to protecting public health of all citizens. We extend this program to all water systems in the state, and each year public water systems in Texas are recognized for their outstanding performance. Currently, there are 6 award categories that public water systems may be nominated for, which include innovative or proactive water systems, outstanding cross-connection control program, outstanding public drinking water system, small water system security program, substantial source water protection program and implementation, and Water Partners Water Systems Helping Water Systems. There's a booth set up in the technical assistance room that talks more, that you can get more information about the recognition program, and also there's a flyer in your packets, in your handouts, that talks about it too. So we'd like to see even more water systems participate in this program. The following public water systems have met or exceeded the requirements for their award category. So I'm going to get Brittany and Eric and Michelle and Stephen. So we're going to line up over here on the side and take a quick photo on those. Outstanding public water system, the City of Mansfield. Okay, our next one is Outstanding Public Water System, Fort Bend County Mud 25. Okay, they may not have been able to make it today. So yes, y'all can be seated. We'll just go to the next award. All right, the next one is Outstanding Public Water System, and that's Trophy Club Mud number 1. Are they here today? Okay, and our final award today is Water Partners Water Systems Helping Water Systems, and that is the City of Wichita Falls. The TCEQ Water Supply Division would like to recognize and extend our appreciation to all public water systems in Texas for your hard work ensuring that safe and adequate drinking water is supplied to the citizens of Texas. This concludes this year's awards presentation. Thank you. Let's give everyone a round of applause. So we're nearing the end of our opening session here, but the next thing is one of the things that we have that helps fund this conference. You know, we have EPA grants and state grants, but a big part of the conference is we've got our exhibitors located in the lower level here at the conference, go down the stairs and do a U-turn in the Rio Grande room. So those exhibitors take time to go down there and meet one-on-one with them, visit with them. You know, there's always new stuff coming into the water industry. So just last night, we had a first ever meet and greet from 5 to 7 last night. So that's something we're going to try to continue on the first night of the conference. And it went well, so we're looking to do that again next year. But when I was down there, there's so many things that have changed and so many new innovative ideas. So take time during our breaks today to meet with these guys. There's also 19 patrons that have gone above and beyond to help provide this conference to us this day. So in your bags, you'll find that there are some flyers that talk a little bit about our patrons, as well as you'll see signage around the hotel, and that helps bring you the coffee and the donut that you might have later on. So these guys are really, really important to the lifeblood of this conference. So each one of these is going to come by and give us a quick update and tell you what they do. And so we're going to have the patrons come through one by one, so I appreciate it.
Good morning. My name's Sean Marlowe. I'm with Advanced Waterwell Technologies. When you come through to the booths, we're right on the left. We got an awesome candy bowl, so y'all come by and visit with us. We do pumps, motor service, rehabilitation for wells throughout Texas. So anyway, come by and visit us. I might be painting also. So, yep, we'll see you around. Thanks.
Morning, I'm Eric Molberger. I'm with Antea Group, and for the last 18 years, we've been collecting your compliance drinking water samples, and fortunately, we were awarded the next generation contract. We'll be doing this for another 3 years. We've also been collecting the PFAS samples that Michelle mentioned in her talk earlier, and we're finishing that up with this contract year. I don't know if that will be extended into the next fiscal year, but UCMR 5, we will be out helping collect samples for that. If your water system is 3,000 people or more, it applies to you. So we can help you out. I'm in a booth downstairs. We have 5 subcontractors around the state in addition to a team here in Austin that collects everything that we do for you. Happy to help you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. My name is Justin Hamilton. I'm with Aquametric Sales Company. We are the distributor and reseller for census metering products here in Texas. We specialize in AMI, which is automated metering infrastructure deployments. We've deployed over 85 systems just here in Texas alone, ranging in size from cities like Fort Worth down to cities as small as to have 1,000 connections. Some of the newer products we're showing off this week include our Ally water meter, which is a residential meter that has an internal shutoff valve, pressure sensor and temperature sensor all included, so it gives you the ability to disconnect service remotely in the event of a storm, which would happen a couple years ago in the winter freeze. We're also expanding our network to include things like remote chlorine residential remote chlorine monitoring. We can monitor lift tanks, elevated tank levels. So we're expanding the system beyond just meter reading to include the full water distribution system. So we have a booth right down in the exhibit hall. Look forward to seeing everybody this week. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Langenhan. I'm with Total Piping Solutions. I'm actually up here representing Brad Greer and Associates out of Richardson, Texas. TPS, or Total Piping Solution, we're a manufacturer of repair products for water mains. We're doing a little talk tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we hope all you guys come on into the workshop. So all I can say is I used to live in Texas for about 20 years. I had the misfortune of moving to Buffalo, New York, that turned into a fortune because we have Josh Allen. So thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. My name is John DeLuca. I work at CoBank. CoBank's part of the Farm Credit System, and we provide financing for small water utilities in Texas. We do long and short-term financings, including interim loans with USDA, guaranteed loans, lines of credit, long-term financing. And it's a little bit of a chore to find me in the exhibit hall because my former colleague lost our booth, so I'm only working with like a tablecloth. But come find me. Love to talk to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brad Cross. I'm with Collier Consulting. We are one of Texas's oldest groundwater consulting firms. We do groundwater assessments. We do groundwater availability certifications. We do a lot of well design engineering, anything from the well design itself to the pump house to the distribution system. We also do geophysical activities, anywhere from ground penetrating radar to seismic. You name it, anything related to groundwater, we do it. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Good morning, I'm Daniel Bowen. I'm with East Texas Environmental Lab. We are an environmental lab in the southeast side of Texas on the north side of Houston. I've been there since '86. We're employee owned. Everybody there has a part of investment in the company and investment in serving the water sector. We are focusing on water, drinking water, all aspects. We are EPA approved for the UCMR studies coming up, so if you have any questions on that we can help with, please come by and see us. We're by the food side of the exhibit hall, so everybody wants to get over there. Just come by and see us. See you then.
Hello, my name's Joe Swinney. I'm with Axis Construction. We're a tank maintenance contractor. Been in business for about 30 years. Done all kinds of work with tanks. Now we are the Texas representative for Casco, which is a tank mixer company, NSF certified. And we also provide aeration for your lift stations. We've just recently started that. And so if you're having grease problems, stop by and talk to me. But we're downstairs and we appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome back to the show. We are glad you're here. We are too. My name is Ryan with Global Treat, GTI. We are distributors of chemical feed equipment and accessories for the great state of Texas and more. My dad started this company back in 1994, and this was always one of his favorite shows. He loved meeting with his customers and networking with other vendors. And we plan on doing the same thing. He passed away back in 2020, but we're going to carry on the legacy. So please come by our booth, number 22, and we plan on saying hello and seeing how we can help you guys out. Thank you.
My name is Dale Urechka, and I won't make you say or spell that last name, but I'm the director of the LCRA Environmental Lab, and we're proud again to continue supporting TCEQ and the Drinking Water Compliance Program since the early 90s. We're one of the 2 labs that your samples are sent to that are collected from the Antea Group with Eric, and we are also heavily involved in the lead and copper program, the water quality parameter portion of that as well. We are also approved by the EPA to analyze the UCMR Round 5 samples that start in January of this year. We've partnered with some of our other fellow patrons here today to help do that sample collection from all across the state. And what's different about the UCMR 5 this year is EPA is making each water system re-register your entry points into their CDX database, whether you've had them in there in previous rounds or not. So come downstairs, we can help you guide through that process. And we also have 2 new features to offer our customers this year. One is a online data portal, and we're just rolling out online bill pay as well. So contact us and we can help you walk through that process. Thank you.
Thanks, Dale. Howdy. I'm Dyer Schwitzkes with LJ Environmental Services. LJ Environmental is a sector within LJ Engineering, and we're regulatory compliance specialists for the lead and copper rule. I myself have experience in about 400 water systems around the state, and my team and group out of state, we've been providing LCR inventories for over 10 years. So like Michelle said, it's here now, and we can help you out. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sam Godfrey with Samco Leak Detection Services. We provide acoustic leak detection and mapping. We can help you reduce your water loss, try to prevent you or keep you from having to issue boil water notices or haul water. I know a lot of you are doing that during the drought. So we help on that end, and also on mapping. We provide a full service GIS mapping. We can help you map your water systems. We've worked with systems as small as mobile home parks, mom and pop systems to Air Force bases. We also have the ability to help you with funding, if you need some funding sources for your water systems, and engineering services. So if we can help you out, come see us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Russell Hamilton. I'm the Executive Director for Texas Water Utilities Association. We've been a training provider for 104 years, still growing strong. It's good to see everybody here today. I want to thank Mason and the folks at TCEQ that put this together. It is always a pleasure to be a part of it. If there's anything that TWA can do for your training needs, we'll be glad to talk to you, visit about it, and glad to be back in public. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Monica Martin. I'm with Northwater District Lab. We're just north of Houston and Conroe. We are a full-service environmental laboratory specializing in all the testing needs that you guys have and also sampling as well. We have licensed operators on staff that can help you guys get your samples collected and then bring them to us to test. So booth 16, by the food, tucked away by the tables too. So when you need a break, come over and get some candy and talk to me. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Laura Zent. I'm the Executive Director and General Counsel of Texas Rural Water Association. We serve utilities that provide water and wastewater service to communities all around Texas. We provide training, on-site assistance, and a variety of other services. We currently have about 860 members, so what I really wanted to talk about today is that we launched a new water and wastewater operations apprenticeship program, and to attract new people to our industry. Over a 2-year period, it involves 288 hours of technical training and 4,000 hours of on-site experience. Sorry, and so to provide the great new operators to join our industry, and they can gain at least 3 new licenses. So to learn more about this program, come by our booth, number 18. It's just to the left when you walk in. Look forward to seeing you.
Good morning. My name's Bailey Guillaume. I'm with Vector Controls. We're a rep out here in Texas, and I'm located here in Austin. We've been the Anderson Hauser rep in this area, we as in my family, for the last 15 to 20 years. We have pressure, level, flow, analytical, temperature, anything you guys need. We've also got valves and a lot of other instrumentation, basically anything that goes in that plant. So come visit us. We're in the back corner, and we're also by the food. So have a good day.
Morning, everybody. It's so good to see everyone here again after a couple of years of being away. I am Vernon. I am part of the Take Care of Texas program. We are the education and outreach arm of the TCEQ. That is, of course, the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. So what we do is we encourage and educate the public on ways to save water, save electricity, keep the air and water clean, reduce waste, recycle. All of that good stuff. But essentially, we educate and promote on the everyday things that people can do to be a general good environmental steward. So you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with me? Well, that's a very good question you all asked that I just heard right now from no one. Anyway, so what we can do is we can offer you free resources in case you do any kind of outreach, any kind of national night out, even if you just have people coming into your office and you want to promote, something like saving water, which I hear is a very, very important issue right now. So come and see us. What we can do is offer you these free resources. You can get them from us, or you can order them from our website, and it's just a good way for you guys to have just, I want to say good PR, but it's just a good way to relate to the public, a good way to get the message out there to be good environmental stewards. And I know you're all very excited about that. So again, come see me down at the booth downstairs. I'd love to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here, buddy. We've got a couple of logistics to cover, but first thing I want to do is I want to give all the patrons one more round of applause, please. I want to thank the UT School of Social Work for putting on this conference. They're our contractor. They became involved in this conference in April. And if you've ever put on a conference, that's almost impossible to do something in 4 months. And if it wasn't for their expertise, and you see them, you don't see them. They've been around here all day long, and you don't see them, but they're the ones making this program go. They're the ones turning up their mics. They're the ones taking the pictures. They're the ones giving you your name badge and everything. So very, very good job by UT. The team that put this together from TCEQ is myself, Mason T. Miller, as well as Andrew Nadeau, Caleb Engel, David Elkins, Fatima Salama, Catherine McLaughlin, Jessica Miller, Peyton Upshaw, Taylor Nickel, Theresa Webb, and Trenton Chalk. There are the TCEQ team. They've been meeting since probably February on this, so let's give them a quick round of applause.